Happy Labor Day and welcome to Between the Lanes episode number 56. I'm Ron.
I'm Shane.
And we are recording on Labor Day because we have nothing better to do. We've worked on our slot cars all weekend and
I've shaved.
yes, Shane has shaved.
Let's say how bored I've been.
Shane has shaved.
Yeah.
Kind of a quiet weekend being it's been Labor Day.
Yeah, I haven't been doing much. Been getting ready for races coming up because I'm getting ready to get kicked off pretty good here.
Not many slot car races took place this weekend, but one did, so that I know of. There's probably a few others, but I've only seen one, so getting right to it. Of course, tune into Slot Racer channel on YouTube. You can get caught up on all the past episodes if you missed them. And I know a lot of guys out there that are behind, but some are right.
I'll go back and look at some of the old ones myself.
Sometimes I have to for reference, but there's extra episodes on there where we interviewed racers here and there, and
right,
kind of like separate shows. And then there's the how-to articles, or how-to videos, I should say. And then you can like the page Between the Lanes on Facebook. And every time you like it, well, I shouldn't say every time. If you're a new person and you like it or comment, you get your name thrown in a little tub for future drawings on the show. We have some drawings tonight, too. So
got some goodies.
Getting right into those race results, winning reports. The Mad Fast Series, which is a new series we talked about on last week's show. Their first race was at the Slot Car Track Concord, home of the
2019 Division II Nats. With free Wi-Fi and this week and this week only, spaghetti, but you have to bring your own noodles.
Your own noodles. Free parking, too.
Free parking. Just don't park in the handicap.
So, 4.5-inch truck race. Walker McNulty was the winner. Timmy Bottoms was second, and Josh Barbie was third. In the 4.5-inch stock car class, Timmy, my mouth is really open. Bob.
You've met Timmy, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Timmy
kid.
Was all excited he beat Walker on his home track. He
yeah,
me in a post and stuff. So,
yeah.
Congratulations, Timmy.
Tough to beat.
Josh Barbie was second, and Walker was third. Did Walker get a new hat? Yeah, Walker's got a new hat.
That's his Batman hat. He's had that one.
Well, he always has his Star Wars hat. So then in DTM, Batman Walker was your winner. Timmy was second. Wayne Little was third.
Call him Chicken Little.
Oh, Chicken Little. And then GTP. Wayne Little was the winner with Josh second and Timmy Bottoms third. What happened to Walker? Any idea?
That's a good question because I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, Bobby had talked about going to that race prior and was like, because he was like the rest of us, just kind of bored. And he's like, well, I called and they said they were starting at like 4:30 and it was 3:30 and it takes them an hour to get there. And I'm like, I told him you were coming, they'd have probably waited on you. But I'm trying to like see or remember if I can repicture the results. I'm pretty sure he raced in it, but I don't know what happened to him.
Well, Walker got the double, but Timmy Bottoms was on all four podiums. So good job, Timmy.
Oh, Timmy.
So
Bottoms up racing.
Bottoms up racing. So tonight we have a giveaway from B&E Slot Sport. Brian Meharry contacted me a week or so ago and said, hey, why don't you give away one of the new Nickelback chassis for the hard body racing. I mean, you could use this chassis in stuff other than hard body racing, but
looks nice. I like it.
A couple different views. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like nickel plated. It's It looks kind of gold in the pictures, but it's actually kind of
probably just the glare.
Nickel brass. It's a pretty nice piece. So we'll be giving one of those away. So we will have another winner on the show tonight. And then also from Mid-America Products, we have 3 of the body pinner poker body tools to give away. So
Gotcha. Sunday. Sorry.
no, you're all right. So
You went from winter chicken dinner and you never said it to Sunday. So I was just like,
that's okay. So this coming Sunday, I should say this coming Saturday, September 9th, we have the Legends Memorial at Chicagoland Raceway. And
I
that's
still like that poster.
This is the second annual version of that race. It's kind of a unique race because we race B&E rules for the hard bodies. We run USCA rules for the NASCAR 4.5, FNRS GTP rules, and then in Can-Am we run the retro rules. So it's kind of like 4 different groups represented. This race, this year we're honoring Bob Oakes, former Chicago area racer. He raced both slots and RCs for a long time. Jimmy Bostrom, another longtime Chicago racer. And of course, Manta Ray Price, another Chicagoland raceway and race area racer. Jay Kisling is also honored. USRA champion, many-time retro race winner, flexi car winner. Jake pretty much won everything he raced in.
Right.
Randy Marshall, this year is the first year he's being honored. It means he passed away last September after we had the first Legends race. And 20 years ago yesterday, in 1998, Randy won his one and only USRA Group 7 national championship. And then, of course, Sano Dave Fiedler, another Chicago area racer, but world famous Sano Dave Fiedler. So, and then also next weekend, Mid-South Racing Association gets started at
Archdale. Home of the Beast.
Home of the Beast. Shane will be there. He'll be the man on the scene.
I'll be there, coming in live.
The Ohio Retro Series kicks off next weekend at Tom Thumb Hobbies in Columbus, Ohio. And anyone that's going to race, well, they rescheduled the race today. So it was going to be down at Tri-State in Middletown. They're having some problems with the track power. It was announced today they rescheduled it. So next Sunday, ORS, Tom Thumb Hobbies, Columbus, Ohio. And then also next weekend is Penn Jersey on Sunday. September 15th, OCC gets started at Fast Tracks, Fremont, Ohio. We've got the Sunset 240 Enduro at Chicagoland Raceway, which is part of the Midwest Flat Track Series. Penn, Ohio is at Mark's Model World, Canton, Ohio, kicking off their series. The following weekend, September 14th, 15th, we got the Southern Retro Rumble at Fast Eddie's in Pinellas Park, Florida. We've got the Phoenix 500 at Buena Park Raceway. And the weekend of the 21st to the 23rd is the Fiesta Flexi Race, or the Flexi Fiesta at Mid-America Raceway. And then the following weekend, September 29th, we have the Retro Summit and BRS series kicking off their first race of the new series. And the New England Retro Racing Association will also kick off their series on September 29th. And also on the weekend of September 15th, in case I missed it, Retro East is at Speed Zone. So I think I got everybody.
A lot of retro racing getting ready to get kicked off.
Yep. And also, 2 days ago? Saturday, was it? The sign-up started for the Flexi Flats.
I'm
race?
messed up because I have Monday off.
Well, this is Monday.
Sunday.
Was it yesterday they started
Yeah.
sign-ups?
Sunday at noon. Yeah.
Okay, so sign-ups are now open for the 2018 Flexi Flats to take place November 16th and through the 18th. at Slot Car Track Concord. You can go on Facebook. There is a Flexi Flats page. There should be a link there to the Google document sign-up sheet. You fill in all the information, and then you will be sent a PayPal, invoice or whatever to pay your entry fees for your extra motors and bodies and stuff like that. So,
yep, I think I read something that goes out the 15th of September.
Yeah, I think he's planning on starting to mail bodies out around then.
All right. I remember seeing the 15th. I wasn't sure if
that was when he's sending out because I know that Ernie is in Italy right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice, huh? No raccoons. I guess he's got to get away from the raccoons, and there's no raccoons in Italy, but I'm sure
there might be. You never know.
Someone will write in and tell us, oh, yeah, they got raccoons in Italy. but I'm sure he didn't take any raccoons with him. Well, maybe he did to get rid of them. Who knows?
And if got enough of them there, right?
If there are no raccoons in Italy, there may soon be.
Yeah.
So, big news. We talked about this last week. The Los Angeles Slot Car Museum will be featured this week, Thursday night, September 6th, 7 p.m. CNBC is the channel. And Jay Leno's Big Dog Garage will be there doing I don't think the whole episode is about Slot Car Museum. It'd be great if it was, but
yeah,
definitely a segment of the show will be dedicated towards the Los Angeles Slot Car Museum. So tune in and check it out, and you'll probably learn a lot of history. Slot car racing in the 60s and early 70s, because that's kind of what the museum's all about. So, on the move, we talked about last week the Slot Car Track Concord being on the move to a new building facility. And what do we have here, Shane?
It looks like the left side of the track in their new establishment.
Which track is that?
That is the new flat track, the MTT.
The MTT that was from Canada. So,
Yep.
It is in the building, the new location where the 2019 USRA Division II Scale Nationals will take place. This is the flat track that they will be running the Eurosport classes Expert GT12 on. And there's another view.
And I believe they're getting it striped. They have that kind of in the plans.
Okay.
Because Randy said it was kind of a dream come true to have it in an art museum or gallery, and it needed to be striped. So he was thinking maybe he can work out a deal with some of the artists to get them to stripe it for him.
Right.
So I was like, you never know.
Well, my suggestion would be, with those overhead sprinklers above the track, I'd be covering the track up every night, so in case one of them leak or bust.
Yeah, I looked at that whenever he first sent me the pictures, and I was kind of like, you know.
Yeah,
been a lot of kind of makes me nervous now that, because I've seen the pipes, but I really wasn't sure what they were. Yeah. Now that you said they're overhead sprinklers, it's kind of like, that could be an issue.
That can be an issue if one of them decide to leak or go wide open in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And this is a picture from, this is Monday again. So the track was set up today. Those pictures were sent in. And this was the track on Sunday when they first started moving it in. So they made some pretty good progress.
He's been working on it nonstop. The ongoing joke amongst some of us is that's about the quickest we've ever seen Randy start and finish a project.
He said it, Randy, not me.
So, I've said it. That's the thing Randy always says he likes about me is I'll say it. It may not be what you want to hear, but it's been funny.
Had nothing to do with it. So, also on the move, the Whip track, formerly at Rapid Raceways in Connecticut, has been acquired by world famous Port Jeff Raceway on Long Island. And in another fast move, I think, got this on Saturday, and I think they had a video where they were running on it at 1 a.m. in the morning. So,
yeah, I see the video. It looks like a nice track.
So the whip has a new location. I believe that the hill climb that is at Rapid Raceway is still up for sale. I think they also have inventory and counters and showcases and things like that. So anybody's looking for a real nice hill climb style slot car track, you can go on Facebook and find Rapid Raceway, and you can make the contact there and see pictures of it as well. Well, Peabody, we're going way back. Not far, well, not way back, but we're going to go into way back. Peabody and Sherman. So the other day, this picture appeared on Facebook, and it appeared elsewhere in a few other forums or online blogs. And I guess the question was asked: is this for real? Is this maybe fake? No, this is an honest to goodness, genuine, late 70s Parma ready to run car in its original packaging. When I started racing in '81, the cars weren't packaged this way. They were in the boxes like we have now. But prior to like 1980, all the 24th ready to runs were packaged as you see it. And here's another example. I can remember that body style, that John Player Lotus body, kind of ugly, but we never raced them. But I remember, cars in showcases. And, at our raceway, if we ordered like Group 22 ready to runs or Group 20s, they would come in the boxes like this. They obviously were new old stock at the distributors. And then, eventually they started coming in, the boxes like that. That's right. They went from this type of packaging to the boxes. Controllers were also packaged in that old style box. And then controllers were also in this style box, a little longer, of course, but this was the Womp Womp box. And it pretty much was just for Womp Womps. And then there was a 1/24th box, and then there was a controller box. And they went to the blue and white packaging, which was kind of Parma's trademark colors. And over the years, now they're like purple and black and white and checker flagged and stuff like that. So, Womp Womp, we'll talk about Womp Womp. So this is a vintage old Womp Womp. How you can tell a vintage old Womp Womp is the front tires. Because I don't remember the exact year. I'm thinking 83, 84. Parma went to like the cone O-ring fronts. Prior to that, they had what we used to call the fat fronts, which were basically a smaller version of the rear tire. They were black SBR rubber, foam tires, just smaller diameter, a little bit narrower width, and those were on the fronts of all the Womp Womp cars. And I don't really know why Parma got away from foam fronts and went to O-ring fronts, other than I can remember back then a lot of places that raced Womps would allow you to run the O-ring fronts. And I would say probably Parma switched mainly because it was a cost factor. Probably the O-rings were cheaper than the foam fronts at some point. So they went to those. And but that's an old 1/32nd scale Camaro body. And another popular body was the Lancia body. And if you can see the motor in there, it's the old Johnson 222 motor. That was prior to the Parma 464 motor. Both Champion and Parma used the 222 Johnson motor. They would go in and combo buy motors and
Right.
split the shipment, split the cost, and both shared the motor. So yeah, the Lancia was a pretty good handling body. I ran that body for a while, and just like all racing, bodies make a difference. So for a while, I used to race that Camaro, and then went somewhere, and a couple of the fast guys were on a Lancia body, and we'll try a Lancia body. And I was more of a late model stock car guy. I didn't like that foreign stuff, but
Right.
yeah, it made a difference. So there you go. The end. So, a little Wamp history, a little Parma packaging history,
Motor history.
a little motor history. But
O-ring history. You can get the O-rings now from parts stores.
Well, I remember because I can remember at the same time when Parma was still making foam front Wamps. Champion was actually selling the Thumper with the O-ring fronts. But their O-ring front was a little different. It wasn't like the cone, talking a cone front. Champions was kind of like just a big diameter with a little hub out the back of it.
Gotcha.
And at some point, I think they switched to cones, but their early O-rings were more like a wheel versus a cone. So, and I don't ever recall seeing Thumpers with foam fronts on them. I'm not saying that they didn't, but since my time, they always had O-rings on them. And then for a while, they used to have the old Arcolite fiberglass front axle, which was an 1/8" fiberglass, which I'm sure they did that because they sold them as RC antenna. Rollover antennas, as we used to call them.
Right.
And those make really good comm cleaning sticks.
Yeah.
Not
just say that and snap it in half.
Yep. And you can turn your armature with a Dremel, inside the motor or whatever. Take the brushes and springs out and get in there and clean it or rub it as you're turning it. And Yep.
Take, what is it? Some people would take like a tube of heat shrink, put on it so it wouldn't splinter.
Yes.
I think I still got one of those.
Well, yeah, that's like, on RC cars, they'd stick out, and you always have a cap on the top of them to keep them from fraying and splitting,
right,
shredding.
I used to hate them because they used to always end up fragments in my fingers, and then you had to put super glue and pick the super glue off to get it out.
Yep. I still have a part of one of those here somewhere that I used to use. Like if I go to handout race and we were allowed to change brushes, springs, and motors, I'd always clean the comm up.
Yeah.
And then
I think that's like one of the first things I do is look at the comm, and it's just like, wow, that's pretty nasty.
Yep. And they work really good on like any sealed motor today that you can, like a ProSat 4002 FK motor. You can get in there, cleaned up with that.
Yep.
Sometimes use emery paper or whatever, but
I did notice that the Scorpions, you didn't have to do that. The hand-out motors we had at Flexipalooza.
Well, you couldn't do it anyway, but they already had good brushes in them, so
yeah, columns are all nice and clean looking.
Right. But another little tidbit: if you got an old radio RC rollover antenna, makes a pretty good comm cleaning stick. And then, because I remember like when I was at Parma, I must say 91, 92, all the RC cars were getting away from rollover antennas. And they were going to a piece of Lexian inside, underneath the body that you would wrap.
Underneath the body, you would zigzag on a piece of Lexian.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
You got it.
I did RC cars for a little while.
And,
they had the triangle. Remember the triangle?
Oh, yeah. And then it went to that, and then rollover antennas became a thing of the past, just like a rotary dial phone.
Because I think we went from regular antenna to the Lexan zigzag antenna to the triangle. And it was weird because the receiver that I had at the time, if the lap counter was turned on and you didn't have, I think, FM radio,
Okay.
your car would go past the lap counter and make a hard left, and you couldn't control it because it
Oh,
would
wow.
mess with the frequency. Because I
Okay.
went out there one time and didn't realize it because I was just trying it and it was on because I was wanting to get lap times, and I was like, "Why is my car turning left?" And they were like, "Oh, it's your frequency." I was just like, "All right." So now
Well,
they told me this.
did your track have transponders?
Yep.
Okay. Was it the AB system?
To be honest with you, I don't remember what it was. I just remember them saying if you have this particular radio and antenna, and you
Right.
try to go antenna-less, that it would do that.
Okay.
So
Because a lot of people may or may not know this, but Champion, which started out as a slot car company in the 60s, Jim Williams was the owner, I guess the founder, owner, and then he sold it to Bob Rule. And then, of course, there was Champion Slot Cars. Then Bowlink was started, which was an RC company.
right, I
Both in the
remember.
same building, same headquarters. And Bowlink was very instrumental in helping develop the AB transponder lap counting system, which I believe they were headquartered in Sweden. Sweden or Switzerland. I always get those two kind of mixed up.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the AB, you can like Google AB lap counting or something, and they were pretty high tech, and they were into a lot of other stuff other than just lap. They were in, I mean, some pretty high tech stuff.
because you put it in the window, and you had like your little clip that you'd put through.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the two cables that ran through the track. It was an indoor track, concrete, and the cables were actually in the concrete, so it was kind of nice.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because all the transponder races I seen were usually on road, and they would drive under a bridge or a tower. You know what I'm saying?
right, yeah.
And that's where the transponder would pick up. And then I think they started putting them maybe under the carpet if it was like more of a permanent type.
Yeah, the track that I started on, it was all concrete.
Right.
They had PVC tubing underneath, and whenever they poured the track itself, the wire was ran through the tubing. So if he had to maintenance it, he can pull it in or out. Just
Gotcha.
kind of snake it in there. It's kind of neat how he had it done. The guy who owned the track, he was retired out of the Navy, so some of the stuff he did, whenever he described it, you would kind of be like, huh? Then when you'd seen it, you'd be like, oh, that's actually kind of smart how he did that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because there was no bridge then.
Yep. It was all concrete.
Yeah, that was a big thing in the early 90s, mid 90s was high-speed concrete ovals and some paved ovals. I remember being in Georgia for the 90 USRA Nats, and they had a red clay dirt track out back. And I mean, it was red clay. I mean,
Yeah,
that was kind of the first time I've ever really seen red clay in my life, like,
right.
wow, that really is red.
Yeah.
So, and there was dust everywhere, and, it's kind of neat. But
I remember the first dirt race I went to. It was funny because you look at everyone's trailers, and the top of them had clay and dust settled on them.
right.
I was like, yeah, this isn't like racing on asphalt.
Well,
Yeah.
the last place I was to that had RC dirt track would have been down at Peachtree City.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That was the last. Not much RC racing around here. Well, I mean, I know there's a quarter scale club not too far away, but as far as radio controlled cars, probably Indianapolis is the closest, and I don't even know if anything's really going on down there anymore. They used to have a huge thing 10, 15 years ago, but I don't even know if the places are still there or not. So
I wish they would put a slot car track down here. There's been so many RC car tracks on road, off road, come through here.
Yep.
Then you walk in and you start talking to them about slot cars, and they just like, nah.
Right. Well,
All right.
to do slot cards, they got to spend, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 or more.
Yeah.
For the
So
track.
the latest and greatest one that they have down here now, the guy spent some money because he's probably on 2 acres of land, and he took like one corner of it, just turned it into an off-road track. He's got a nice building. It's like, you got plenty of room.
And I have to apologize because, and we'll cover this next week, but Danny Hamby had sent me some photos of Shannon's old tracks.
Yep.
And I forgot to include them in the On the Move segment. So we'll catch up on that next week.
Yeah. They should probably be just about done with those.
Yeah, I mean, the pictures I see in the tracks were in the building, kind of bolted together.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the braid was.
Yeah, I think the braid needs to be replaced in all of it, because I talked to Shannon and he said that how the track came apart, he had to cut it.
Okay.
So all the braid had to be replaced. So.
But they should be up and running pretty soon. So.
I don't think I've seen any kind of opening dates for them or whatnot, but it's still. I'm glad those tracks are set back up and fairly close.
He's still racing the real cars, so.
Yeah.
But that season's about over, so.
I don't know how many more races will. I think they go up until November because they have the Mason Mixon Meltdown in Hickory. We normally go to that. So.
Cool. Well, let's give away.
Chassis?
Sure. Well, let's give away a body poker first.
All right. You ever stuck one of those through your finger?
No.
No? All right, then. I have.
And the winner of a Mid-America body poker is Dave Reed over in Ohio. Dave, you need to contact Roger at Mid-America for your body poker.
You came up to Mark's Model World for the FNRS race.
Yes. All right, we'll give away the Nickelback. I want, yeah, Nickelback. Get them all mixed up.
You've been dyeing armatures? You didn't think I'd see it, did you?
Where did you see that?
Back your forearm.
No, you know what that's well, I'll tell you what, I thought no, I'm thinking that was a burn on the vacuum former. But then when I was looking at it in the mirror yesterday,
right.
I mean, never really I know I burnt my arm vacuum forming a couple days ago.
Right.
It never really hurt.
Yeah.
Just kind of felt it at first. So yesterday, first I was combing my hair or something, I'm like, wow. And I'm looking, I'm like, it was like perfectly round yesterday. I'm thinking, it looks more like a bite than it does a burn.
I seen it, and I remember when we talked earlier, you said you were balancing an arm, so I was like,
no, I've been dyeing arms. But, I mean,
yeah.
And if I got, oof.
Yeah.
All right, so the winner, believe it or not, is you.
Wow. I figured.
No, folks, it was not rigged.
All right, who do I need to contact?
Brian Meharry.
Gotcha.
Contact him on the Facebook page, B&E Slot Sport. B&E Slot Sport.
Got it.
All right, another body poker. Oh, your friend and ours.
Hey, we got some stuff. I'll make you laugh. I can tell you where that body poker is. That body poker is going to end up in one or two places.
On the wall or in Walker's box?
Yep.
All right. The final body poker. James Pace Jr. I know that guy. He was at Flexi Palooza.
Was he? There's so many people at Flexi Palooza that knew me that I didn't have a clue who they were.
He lives over in Northwest Ohio. He runs a little bit of everything, kind of like OCC and the Oval Series and a retro race now and then. So
kind of like me. It's just like, yeah, I'll race that if you got something.
So James Pace Jr., Randy McNulty, and Dave Reed, you need to contact Roger at Mid-America. He will mail you your body pinner poker. He's got harpoon. That's what body harpoon. And Shane,
hi.
You need to contact
Randy. Got to make those legal now, and I'll start racing hard bodies.
Well, there you go. You can build a car and show everybody how good it is, and maybe get something going.
Running on the flat track.
Running on the flat track. Hey, they work on those Chicago area flat tracks pretty good. That you could almost say that a lot of Brian's stuff is designed around a flat track because they do a lot of hard body racing on the flat track between Chicagoland and Mid America Naperville. And they only race on the one King track there in Chicago because Brian really doesn't want to run on the Mid America King because it's maybe too fast for the. I think those cars run like 4 flat or something. That's kind of getting it.
Yeah.
For one of those things. So they have never had a race on the Mid America King with a hard body car. So,
yeah, I think
after the show last week, I got a call from Tracy Brown, who wanted to make a clarification about the Nazareth Nats, and there was no nobody's mad, nobody's upset. You know, his clarification was that Nazareth had been started in January, and so really, you know, his kind of thing was, well, they only, you know, it was only like 8 months' notice the Nazareth Nats were going to be at Slot Cars R Us on that week, and then I replied, well, yeah, but if you go back to June of last year, of USRA Nats. Everybody knew that from June up until January when Nazareth was created, and then you switch from USRA to Nazareth to have your Nats.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, you're right, or something like that. So.
Yeah, the dates didn't change or anything. Everything.
No, the dates didn't change. No, they didn't change. Like I said, I mean, everybody knew for over a year.
Yeah.
A year and a couple of months that it was going to be a national wing car race at Slot Cars R Us. So he also said that the Halloween How will be the first week of November, like I want to say November 1st or something. Let me see.
Yeah, I want to say I've seen something was 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Because I've always liked it.
First, second, third, and maybe 4th.
Right.
And he also said that the Hillbilly Nats are going to be like the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th.
November also?
No, of January.
No, January.
He has the Hillbilly Nats in January and Halloween How in October, November. And
I've always liked the Halloween How just because he decorates and
other
guys paint their bodies and stuff like that.
Right. And then
he always does his videos. I always like his videos that he does.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
But the week before the Halloween How will be the Northeast Nazareth Nats at Port Jeff.
Right.
And next
year, kind of like a warm-up race.
For a warm-up race for the Nazareth Nats, which will be at Port Jeff next year sometime. Date, I guess, to be announced. I haven't heard anything on that. So, and then I don't know. I didn't ask Tracy. He didn't say, but I don't know if he'll have any. I should maybe say maybe another race between the Hillbilly Nats in January and the Worlds in May.
So the Worlds are in May.
Worlds are in May, and you know what? I can give you that date too because I think.
Yeah, because I was wanting to go up in May for the Pro 7 race.
That will be like the 13th through the 19th. It starts on the Monday after Labor Day. Or Labor Day. Mother's Day. That's the traditional dates for that. For the Worlds.
Because I think me and George had talked about going up there. I definitely want to go up there because all the years of racing, I've never seen a Pro 7 race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've seen all kinds of different things race and everything, and it's just I've never seen. I think that the biggest class I've seen is maybe 27s.
Okay.
And I've always wanted to see Pro 7s, so I told myself after this year watching the Nazareth Nats, it's like next year I'm gonna go. I won't be racing, but I'll definitely be there, kind of check it out and see.
See, when I started racing, when you would go to like a USRA race or any kind of like larger regional race, they would start racing on Saturday and just
Right.
race around the clock until it was finished.
Right.
So, you know, I raced International 15, which that was the entry level class then.
Right.
So, you know, we would do that and maybe race 27s. Well, in the old Tri-State days, there was International 15 and there was 27B and 27A. And 27B was ceramic can motors and 27A was cobalt magnets motors. So we would usually go and race International and maybe 27B. So, you know, we'd be at the track at 8 in the morning and probably be done 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. And they still had to run 27A and then Pro or Group 7. And usually they didn't get done till the wee hours of the morning.
Right.
1, 2, 3 in the morning. And then it came to a point where, you know, we added in Tri-State, for example, they had box stock class. So we kind of had split it into 2 days. So we'd run box stock international and 27B on Saturday, and then 27A and pro on Sunday.
Right.
And then the next year they added, or a year or two later, they added semi-pro. So we would run 27A and semi-pro and pro on Sunday. And, you know, depending where you raced, what track it was, I mean, most times we were done racing 9, 10 o'clock on Sunday night with the 3 classes.
Right.
There was a
I
couple
think
races.
a lot of people take Mondays off anyway.
Yeah, a couple races we didn't get done till 1 or 2 in the morning, and that was due to turnout. I mean,
Right.
and,
Larger turnout takes longer to get through it.
yeah, I remember I can remember one time we went to Cincinnati Grand Prix Raceway and we just had just a huge turnout, and yeah, we didn't get done till like 1 or 2 in the morning Sunday.
Right.
And then I was the director president at the time, and Monday my phone's ringing off the hook. You got to do something about this. You got to do something about it.
You're right.
What are you gonna do about it? I mean, if we move a class to Saturday, then they don't get done till 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning. And then track owners got to be back at 8.
Right.
Start all over again. And you know, it's just it was all how the turnout was. You know, and I mean we didn't jack around. When we started, we kept it going all day. We didn't. It's kind of a traditional anymore that, or had been for a while, that, you know, the guys will, you know, finish a class and there's a 1 or 2 hour break in between the next class so they can build their motors or whatever. And we didn't do that. The track would open at 8. We would have tech at 10 for all 3 classes, qualify all 3 classes, and then just race. There was no break. If there was a break, it was only for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yes, that's like whenever I first started Mid-South racing, you would draw out of a sock, chips, poker chips, and they would have A or B, and that would tell you what main you're in.
Okay.
Then they would take the top 4 out of that or you had an A and B semi, then you had a main.
Okay.
So you would race 8, and then, you know, then right after that, if you were part of the top 4, they'd give you time to go over your car or whatnot, and you were going to change motors. And I mean, basically the same thing.
Right.
Like you said, it wasn't like it is now. You know, I can remember the first race I went to, and someone was talking about, well, don't we get a lunch break? I kind of laughed. And they were like, what? I'm like, this thing keeps going. We don't stop. I was like, if we stop for a lunch break, that's going to be an hour. We're talking about, you know, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, we're getting done.
Yeah. We would we never stopped for lunch at any time back in the day.
Right.
It just
there's been plenty of times I've been at races and like with Bobby or whoever was with me, they're like, you're not going to eat? I'm like, I'm used to not eating because I'm used to just going, you know. It's like a snack machine, or leave the hotel that morning and grab a piece of fruit or an apple or something, just have something to snack on.
Well, I remember we went to a Nats warm-up race in '96 at Chicago at Jerry Coolich's, and it was 4 or 5 in the morning. They still had on the open. Okay, so or maybe they still had to run semis in the main. And Randy's like, let's go. And I'm like, well, I got a Marshall. He's like,
Right.
well, find someone a Marshall.
Yeah.
I went up to some guy and said, hey, I mean, he wasn't just some guy. He was a
Right.
racer. He was,
Yeah.
I said, I'll pay you $20 to marshal this race for me. He goes, well, it's a steak dinner. I said, it's on me.
Oh, I did it before. Getting late like that, and I'm tired, and I'm just like, $20. Someone's got a Marshall. You know.
And, you know, I rolled into Fast One headquarters at 8 a.m. I've been up
All night. Oh yeah.
hours.
Where was it? I think it was after Rogers Nats, 2017, because me and Bobby drove straight back. And Joe was talking about, yeah, I went to bed and y'all were like in Indiana. I woke up, y'all were in North Carolina or something. He's like, y'all drove all the way through. It's like, yeah, that was more or less the determining factor that we were not doing that anymore.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I told him, I was just like, this is getting to be too much, you know?
Yep.
I think the last time they did that, which it wasn't, you were there when we left. Is it Middleton or Middletown, Ohio?
Middletown, Ohio.
Middletown.
Yes.
Remember, George and Bobby were comfortable because they were in the front. And I was in the back with all the slot car stuff. And I told them, I was like, I don't care what y'all do. I'm going to sleep. And I think George drove us all the way back. I remember stopping one time, we were in Kentucky, I think, or somewhere. And I woke up, got something to eat, used your restroom. It's like, all right, I'm going back to sleep. I was like, I told you I'm done doing these all-nighters because it just takes me so long to recuperate. It's like you have a hangover, you know? It's just like, I feel like crap.
The worst thing about an all-nighter, and you're going to be, you leave and you're driving and the worst thing is driving east and the sun comes up.
Yeah.
After being up for,
Another bad one was
worst.
Was leaving one of the last races we had at Tracy's in Tennessee because you gain an hour. You know?
You gain or you lose?
You gain. Or hang on. Yeah, you gain an hour because you cross the line because when we go up to Tennessee, we lose an hour. And then coming back, we gain an hour.
Okay.
So we're looking at the clock, and it's like 11 o'clock. And Bobby's like, how do you feel? And I was like, I feel pretty good. We're talking and chatting, whatever. We're all jacked up on sugar and coffee and stuff. And then it's like, out of nowhere, it's like we hit a wall. And I'm like, what time is it? He's like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, huh? It was like just 11 o'clock, And then we figured we crossed that line.
Yep.
So, same thing going to Chicago because we lose an hour going up, gain an hour coming back.
Right.
That's going to be the weird thing with me flying up there is I take off at 6:30 and I land at 7:30.
Yeah.
But it's a 2-hour flight.
Right. You get an hour. When you
and
go
then coming home,
3 hours.
Going home, I think I fly out at 7 and I land here at 10:30. And I'm just like, all right. It took me a minute to catch.
Well, someday you'll fly across the pond, and that's even like.
Oh, yeah. It's baby steps. Right now, 2, maybe 3 hours is my most I could be in a plane.
Fly out of Chicago at 6 p.m. and then you arrive there at 6 a.m. Their time. You know what I'm saying? Like.
I think I told you this. Or I told someone.
Bad, but it's time to be up.
Yeah. Whenever Uncle Bob dropped me off in Michigan at the airport, and I was kind of figuring out where I needed to be. I don't remember where the plane was flying to, but I remember he dropped Ralph and James off first, and then I was at the airport down the road from them. I was at the bigger one, went through customs or whatever you call it, TSA and all that, kind of figured out, all right, it's like, I'm kind of, maybe get something to drink. Ain't really hungry because we ate. And I remember overhearing a flight that was boarding. By then it was probably 5 o'clock, we'll say Detroit time. And they said it was a 9-hour flight landing wherever they were flying to. I didn't catch where they were flying to. It was like 8:05 in the morning.
Yep.
And I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't do that.
They were heading east.
That'd have to be a big plane. That many hours?
Well, the hard thing is like, okay, so like one time I went to Belgium again, and I left Chicago. My flight left at 6 p.m. Basically arrived in Belgium at midnight,
Right.
but it was 6 a.m. their time.
Gotcha.
So, and it's hard. I didn't get any sleep because it was just like I'm normally up till midnight.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, yeah, it was one of those scary flights where there's only like 4 people on the plane. It's like, yep, this could follow the sky. No one would miss us, but
Wasn't a lot of people on the flight.
No, there was only like 4 people.
See, I wouldn't mind that.
No, it was one of those, because I said, well, why didn't you cancel this flight and put us on? Well, they need this plane back in Belgium. So
Gotcha.
it's got to go back. So, yep.
Slowly but surely, I'm already kind of planning some things for next year to fly, just to check it out. Places I've always wanted to go or whatnot, or just see. So,
Yeah.
and I got some friends that I went to high school with. They've all military or married and moved, so I got them kind of spread out all over the U.S. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'll come see y'all now. I kind of got that out of the way. So.
Yepper. All right, well, I guess we will call this episode number 56 to an end.
I'll let you pick the word this time.
You know what? I actually kind of thought about that half rear-ended earlier today or yesterday. So, you know what? We'll just use Nickelback. And thank you, Brian Meharry, for donating.
Thank you.
Shane, thanks you.
I got something now I can play with. It got me a new toy.
Thanks for donating the Nickelback giveaway this weekend and my nifty new hat. And we will see everybody next week. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Thursday night, CNBC, 7 p.m. Jay Leno's Big Dog Garage, Los Angeles Slot Car Museum will be on. So
put that on a reminder.
Put that on a reminder. Yeah, I have to write it down so I can try and catch it. And then we might talk about it on the show next week. And that's all I got. So you good luck this weekend at your race.
You're racing this weekend too, aren't you?
That's a game plan.
Gotcha. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll be passing texts back and forth.
Probably so. And any idea when Randy might have the first race on the flat track?
He sent me a text and said there would be power on the track Wednesday.
So
and the oval track will be – his game plan is now he's got the flat track. He's getting the oval moved in. And then he's going to use the building that the King track is currently in now, I believe, as the restoration building.
Okay.
As far as sanding and whatnot, because he didn't want to bring all that into his new building and create a mess. So I was like, that's just smart there. So as far as the first race, I'm thinking he's probably going to be racing this weekend.
It'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday, or maybe even Friday. Okay. He races Thursday, Friday, hard bodies on the oval, and he usually goes live.
Now, okay, so is he going to move? Is he moving the Cobra and going to work on it in the new building, or is he going to work on it? Don't know.
He's going to do. He called it the hard sanding on the surface in the old building, because I guess that's where he's thinking most of the dust is going to be created.
Sure.
And then the finishing touches will be done in the new building.
Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, I'd imagine the King Cobra will be in the old building probably for another week or two.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, that ends episode 56. Tune in next Wednesday night for episode 57. We might have a Ralph sighting. We never know. So,
Ralphie.
Everybody, good luck. Be safe, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Adios.